Hello and welcome back into Pokemon Yellow. So in the last episode we just went through the Viridian Forest. I did say they would be coming out on the south side of it. I just popped in and healed up my Pokemon along the way because we're about to do an optional trainer battle here. But this can affect the outcome of your rivals' teams. So it is an important one to make sure that you do get if you want to have some kind of influence on what your rival's final team will look like. So we have Dougie. And he's going to lead off with Spearow. That is highly unfortunate because, well, Pikachu knows Thundershock. So, yeah, he's going to make quick work of this Spearow. And wha-bam! That's one down. And Watt grew to level 10. Fantastic. And we're going to swap over actually to Kinger, because Kinger we need to get one more level before the next, or before the first gym leader, just so that we can, oh, there we go. Just so we can have double kick for that, because that'll make that battle go a lot quicker. So hopefully this will net us quite a bit of experience. I didn't quite mean to come and do this battle all as over leveled as I was, but it just kind of worked out that way. So that can happen, but that's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, the way, oh. Yeah, so he's just telling us he tried to go into the Pokemon League. We got to go collect the badges. And yeah, that's obviously going to be task number 1 for us. But yeah, so I don't want to be too over leveled, but I do want to have the right moves to make the battle go relatively well. So, oh, actually speaking of which, we'll switch Kinger up front there, so that when we get to any kind of battles, then he'll be the first one to get experience, and he should be level 11 when we go ahead and battle the gym leader. So yeah, but I'm gonna cut out here, and when we come out we'll be on the other side of the Viridian Forest. And now we're on the other side of the Viridian Forest, and we are about to go into Pewter City for the first time. So that's hugely exciting. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go up this way and check out the museum. And they want $50. So this is a little bit of exploration. And it just shows us some of the fossils that they've found already at this point. So there was Aerodactyl and Kabutops. And then up here we have a meteor. Now there is something else relevant to this building, but it'll be a little bit later on. And a model of the Space Shuttle Columbia. So yeah, it's just a fun little thing to explore if you're playing this game for the first time. There isn't a whole lot hidden throughout the game, but there are some nice little things. But yeah, what we're gonna do is take a look, and yeah, we shouldn't have any issues with this. So we're gonna go ahead and take on the Pokemon League, first Pokemon League gym. Stop right there, kid. You're still light years from facing Brock. Yeah, so for those who don't understand that, light years are measured in distance, not time. 1 light year is the maximum distance that light can travel in a vacuum. So yeah, a little bit of a misnomer on that, but that's okay. Holy ouchie. Yeah, Diglett is one of those Pokemon that's really fast, so it's really easy for it to get critical hits. So you got to kind of be careful with that with Diglett. And Kinger grew to level 11. We got Sandshrew. And I'll switch over to Flutterby just because. It's not great, but with Confusion, like we've been doing with Pikachu, Confusion is a special attack, so it definitely helps get through the it didn't confuse him. It does help get through the tough defense that the first gym has. So yeah, you just want to, use those kinds of things to your advantage, obviously. Yeah, it doesn't measure distance or time, it measures distance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go heal up because there is a Pokemon Center nice and close by. And then once we come back from that, then we will be taking on Brock. Alright, in a quick transition, and we are back to take on Brock, the Pewter City Gym Leader. So, I probably didn't need to go ahead and heal up, but yeah, it's better safe than sorry, especially when you're doing a playthrough. You don't want to have to be editing out more than you have to on the fly, so. Okay. Oh. It would appear as though I have... misunderstood something. I could have sworn Kinger learned double kick at level 11. Maybe it's level 12? Which I guess wouldn't be the end of the world. Because, yeah, I could have sworn I've done that before. Oh, there we go. We got a confusion hit. Nice. There we go. Yeah, so it was actually level 12. That's okay. Oh. Bind sucks in Gen 1. Yeah, so... I didn't get the confusion. I was hoping to get the confusion. Oh, okay, so Bite is a bit of a tough move. It basically stores energy for 2 turns, and then doubles back whatever... whatever damage you did to them. I'm hoping that wasn't... Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, Bide can, if you're not entirely prepared for it, it can be a little tough to deal with. Oh, this is not good. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so maybe I didn't need to be worried about being a little too high of a level. So there we go. That was Brock. That wasn't too bad, but obviously if you keep your levels to around what everything else is, it can get a little bit dodgy. The thing with Onyx is he's deceptively fast. So that's what can catch you by surprise. So we just got TM34, which is Bide. So yeah, that double damage, that double payback damage, we can now teach that to a Pokemon. I probably won't use it. Most of the TMs you get aren't really worth using, so yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I don't have any intention of using it. So when we cut back, then I will be I will be getting us on to the next step after coming out of the Pokemon Center. And now that we're healed up, we can continue on. So if you try to leave this area before completing Brock, then someone here stops you and just guides you right to the gym. So yeah, you can't really try to leave without having at least gotten that done. It's just a standard flag that you run into in games just to make sure you're doing stuff in the correct order. And now we got a whole lot of trainer battles. First up is a Lass with Pidgey. And of course, we're just going to take care of that the same way we take care of all flying types. Oh. Sand attack's never fun. Yeah, that sand attack can bite you really easily because all of a sudden you just start missing everything. Okay. So we at least got that. So I'm just going to keep trying to push through just because Watt is a little bit lagged behind. And the next area coming up, it aren't a whole lot of opportunities for Watt to get experience. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to push through some of this stuff that normally I wouldn't be, but and I guess this would actually be an okay time to use one of the potions. I would actually have 9, but I used one while I was swap training Flutterby, so yeah. I don't think I need to keep an update on all the items that I use, but yeah, like, again, I bought a couple, I think, when I got to Viridian City, just to make sure, but everything else I collected, so like 6 or 7 of them coming out of the first gym. Like, you really can't go wrong. We'll go Thunder Wave just because that's fun. Again, status effects can go a long way. And we'll go Thunder Shock. This is gonna... It's gonna tank 3. Okay, no. I got a critical hit, so that helps. There we go. Quick Attack. Yes, we will actually learn Quick Attack. And I think what I'm gonna swap out with is Growl. I find I'm usually trying to get into a position where Pikachu can do some damage, but it's not like that's a gun to my head move. It's not like we're gonna be holding on to all of this throughout the game, so it's just whatever works best. And that's a Weedle, so this is exactly why I wanted to get Kinger, because all it knows is Poison Sting. So instead of packing a whole bunch of antidotes, if I run into a Weedle, I'll just swap over to Kinger, and then he can tank poison attacks all day. So that definitely helps there. And you know what, we'll get a little bit of experience for Butterfree. Or Flutterby, I guess. And you know what? I'm gonna swap that because I'm tired of having to scroll down the menu. Again, that's a nice little trick that you want to try and remember if you're playing through these games, is using the select button to reorder your moves, which is something that is done through a menu in basically Generation 2 and onwards. So yeah, you can still do that in Generation 1. It's just a little bit of a workaround. And next, Youngster Joey. Hi, I like shorts and they're comfy and easy to wear. That is probably one of the most iconic lines in the entire franchise. I believe there's a few references to this youngster specifically. But, oh, right, I forgot. He he doesn't get a name till later generations, but this is youngster Joey. And, you know what? Thunderwave. Paralyzing at any point is generally a good idea, because you can give the opportunity for a dead turn on your opponent's side. And sometimes you just get really bad luck with it. No. Actually, You know what? I think Flutterby will be fine. It's kind of tough because... Oh, I got the Paralyzed to swap in, so... 2 in a row. That's some pretty good luck right there. I'll take that. And it's confused. And it hurt itself in its confusion, so... Yeah, that kind of worked out nicely. Ekans. Okay, this is where, again, anytime we have a poison type, we just swap over to ours. Again, this is just kind of maintaining resources early game. As you get further on and you have access to better healing items, and you know you have more money in your pocket, you don't worry about it so much. Yeah. And wrap. Yeah, again, wrap. I'm glad these are wrap and sleep were things that they fixed in Generation 2. Oh, Kinger grew to level 13. Almost ready to evolve. Okay, so instead of doubling back... That's the other thing, if you save up your... save your money from having to buy antidotes, then you can have more potions on hand. Okay. And what do you have? I'm gonna guess... Yeah, Rattata. So, we'll try again. That quick attack. Quick attack is brutal early game. Rattata and Raticate are actually really good early game, especially once they have access to the move Super Fang. They can take care of a lot. I should have known that was coming. That was 100% on me. Should have seen that coming. Yeah, and Rattata you don't think much of, because it's Rattata, generic early game rodent, like. But yeah, if you actually use one early game, it can be very useful to you. Oh, nice, a Nidoran male. And it's confused. It didn't work. But this is another reason why having Butterfree early game is nice, because you have access to a Psychic type move, like basically right out of the gate. And he grew to level 12. Nice. Okay, now, question is, do I have to battle you to get through here? I guess I'll find out. Nope. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna cut out, and then I'll cut back to when I'm leaving the Pokemon Center. Back at her we go. So, we're all healed up. We've got Pikachu running again. I wonder what he thinks of me. Yeah, he seems indifferent. Yeah, and if you talk to Pikachu, this was the first game that actually became the introduction to following Pokemon, and basically what becomes the what do you call it? The happiness mechanic that is prevalent from Generation 2 onwards. It doesn't really do much in this game. It's more of just like a fun little gimmick when you talk to your Pikachu, but other than that, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Of course, it's a Weedle. Yeah, Kinger starts to pull ahead a little bit in this area, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll go Horn Attack. I definitely find I'm not that concerned with Kinger over leveling at this point, because there will be uses for other stuff later on, and it does wind up balancing off. And here's where what comes in handy. Because Kakuna, like Metapod, will only use Harden, so you want to use Thundershock. I'm definitely glad that in Generation 3 the Kanto games got remakes, just because... yeah, we'll just keep going. Because there's a fond attachment of nostalgia to these games, but they're really not honestly all that tough. Now, that being said, when we look back on it now, they wouldn't be. But at the time, when there wasn't the access to knowledge and all that other fun stuff, they definitely would have been a lot tougher to get through. Okay, we'll just keep swinging with Watt. And also with the addition of new mechanics in Gen 3 added to this, it does increase the difficulty. And you have to think about it a little bit differently than you would in this game, which I do plan to do a playthrough of one of the Gen 3 games, one of the remakes. I don't know which ones, but I don't know which of the two. I've got them both. But yeah, I do plan to do those. Okay, and this is a Spearow, which is going to be very easily dispatched. Like, very easily. And Thundershock, and that takes care of that nice and easy. Okay, so we're getting through this area pretty nicely. I have the Dodrio speed up buttons for this Game Boy Tower, and I keep wanting to use them in between battles, but it makes the audio like unlistenable, so yeah, I gotta remember to not do that. Sure, why not? We'll keep trying. Okay, so... Oh, starting to get a little bit low. That's okay, we're not that far from done here, so... And we'll swap over to Flutterby just because we don't need all the experience on Watt. But that's another thing, when you use the set battle mode, it really tinkers with how your experience is distributed, because you don't have the option to send something out fresh right off of a new opponent. So you'll always be dividing experience when you swap from one Pokemon to the other. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind when you're doing this. And I know what this is, and actually I'm gonna stick with Watt to open up. And this is probably one of my least favorite trainers in this early area, just because she has Jigglypuff. Now, luckily, when you've got Pikachu, it outspeeds Jigglypuff, so you have the option to paralyze it right away. And then I basically don't try to do a whole lot to it with Pikachu, because its special stat is reasonably high, and Pikachu doesn't physically hit that hard. So this commonly happens, and now I have the free swap into Kinger on a -1 Jigglypuff with double kick, and it's paralyzed, so I have the opportunity to not be put to sleep. So yeah, if you're not prepared for this one, this can get you stuck pretty easily, because again, like I pointed out before, things like Bind and Sleep in Gen 1 absolutely suck, and they can sink you really quickly if you're not prepared. But luckily, that was our last trainer battle before our next stop at a Pokemon Center. What do you have to say? Better take a rest. That tunnel from Cerulean takes a lot out of you. So, yeah, so now we are at Mount Moon. So this is where I'm going to tie off the video and go heal up. And when we come back on the next episode, we're going to actually catch another temporary member of our team and then continue on through Mount Moon. I do expect that that episode is going to be a little bit longer because Mount Moon does take a little bit to get through, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But yeah, so if you did like the video, don't forget to drop a like. If you really liked it and you want to see the series as it comes out, don't forget to subscribe on your way over to your next video. And until the next one, thank you and all the best.